scheduled to go the full 10 if we get that far. Round one underway. So a lot of people would say, hey, this is a little bit of a challenge. Tyson's fighting a guy that can stand the outside, can move, can utilize the jab. How do you see it?
I see it as a guy that Tyson's fighting, the kind of guy that Tyson has prepared for since his amateur days, since me and Cussy even had him in the gym, because he knows that most guys are going to want to stay away from him. Not only because he's short, but he can hurt you. So he's ready for this kind of stuff. Hey, he doesn't expect guys to come after him.
Double jab, such a useful tool, especially to the body like that. He missed with that headshot. Ali's hoping to recover right here. The way to do it, he feels, to tie up.
Yeah, it's not about machoism right now. It's about getting past this point, surviving, and then having a chance later on to get back to win the fight.
Muhammad Ali, his legs back underneath him now. Tyson's combination punching is just perfect there. 3 punches landing. He scored well. Did you see that? Muhammad Ali goes down. Ali is down, and his opponent put him there with a precision, perfectly placed power punch. So he goes down, but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
Combination to the head. He just missed that shot up top.
That's it.
10 seconds to go in this round. Round comes to an end. Knockdown was scored in that round. So, Teddy, you're working the corner. The guy who was just on the floor. What are you telling him?
You're telling him that if he's been down before, you want to actually use that for a positive. I know that sounds crazy, but you say, hey, you've been here before. You can overcome it. You want to remind him that he can get back. And then the most important thing, Joe, is you tell him why he got dropped. So when he goes out there, he's not just scared going into a dark place saying, gee, it's going to happen again. He knows he has control.
Great work offensively, landing that combination by Muhammad Ali. That is a classic Tyson uppercut. Targeting that midsection now with the combo. Straight right was lined up, but he missed. Halfway through round number 2. Mike Tyson digs deep with a big uppercut. How important are these mental gymnastics that Muhammad Ali twists and turns, like his pre-fight antics with Sonny Liston in terms of him getting the results that he wants?
Well, I think he looks for 2 things. It's a double-edged sword. One is that, you know, he can kind of invade the psyche of his opponent, weaken him a little bit. But it's also for himself. It's to build himself up, to give himself something to aspire to, something to make sure that he lives up to. Puts himself on a spot that now he has to be sure that he handles.
Good right hand by Mike Tyson. Tyson's giving us something to think about early on in this fight here, but his opponent has even more to think about. He has established the jab already.
Yes, he has established the jab, and now his opponent has to think about moving his head so he can get past it.
You can almost see it just by the way a fighter sits down on their stool at the end of a round. As we come to the end of this round, you can tell that he's full of confidence and he can't wait to get right back out there and continue doing what he was doing.
Well, you're right. The first thing that I notice is his back's not leaning against the corner pad. You know, that's a defeated fighter. That's a fighter. He don't want to go back. Something bad happened to him. You know, he's leaning back like that. You have to pick him up from the stool. He's got all his weight forward. He can't wait to get going. You know that he's positive. You know that he had a good round.
I like that step back right there. Just enough to be out of danger, but still close enough to then land the counterpunch.
Well, that's what happens when you have that kind of experience. You're calm enough to know that range. Know where the beginning of the punch and the end of the punch is.
3 consecutive punches by Mike Tyson. Flush shot lands after blocking away his opponent's effort. 90 seconds to go here in this round. Tyson's the kind of boxer that wants to do just that. Find the target, get the combination working, land both punches. Now this is exactly what I love out of an offensive fighter, Teddy. A guy who's able to put together the multi-punch combinations and make it look like it's just a sweet science.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you can do when you have good fundamentals. Not just good physical ability. That's only part of the equation. But just good technical ability. And that's what he's doing. He's snapping his punches. They're nice and clean. They're crisp. They're short. They're together.
Circle him. Move. Move.
Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Ten seconds remaining in this round. Three minutes gone by in this round.
Slug it out.
The quick takeaway from the first 3 rounds is that one guy's got the higher punch output, the other one's lagging behind. As we start round number 4, Teddy's scorecard 3 rounds to none.
Yeah, the one guy with the high punch rate, the reason he's winning and the reason why he's effective is he's in the geography of the ring he needs to be, in tight.
Relax. Relax. Keep pushing.
He scores with the jab there.
You know, Joe, a lot of times you think about a jab being used by an outside guy, but to get inside, you need a cover. And there, right there, was the cover.
Ali's gone into a defensive shell, but that shell has cracks in it.
Yeah, it does. And the reason why it's getting cracked is because his opponent is confident that with those earmuffs on, you know, going into that peekaboo defense that he is, he knows he's handcuffed. So he's putting together 3, 4, 5 punches where normally he would only throw 1 or 2, worried something's going to come back.
He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. A solid left hand by Mike Tyson. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Muhammad Ali. 10 clicks of the talk. That's a huge left hand from Muhammad Ali. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pocket. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Ali's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. This is really solid defense by Mike Tyson. You see how he has his arms up in that peekaboo position, but by doing so, he's not allowing any of his opponent's punches to get in. Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go, oh no, actually I would say a little counterpunching would be just what the doctor ordered.
Could this be the start of a big comeback? He went from owning this fight, solid. Remember earlier, he was on the canvas. Now he's looking down on his opponent.
And we thought it was a bad thing earlier for him. It turned out to be a bad thing for his opponent because he got careless here.
So the knockdown scored against Mike Tyson, but his opponent